In this video, we are going to create a functional NPC that your character can talk to, which will also expose us to the UI menu. So we're going to head into database over here, and we are going to take a look really briefly at this user interfaces. This is where our chat box is going to live that our NPC is going to be able to talk to. For now, we're just going to resize that to 1. We're going to hit OK, and we're going to be back there in a moment. We're going to click this Edit Entity Mode, and we're going to click somewhere on our map. And we are going to first go over to the Sprite and Model, and we are going to find a good model. That guy looks great. We're going to do it this way. I find that having this template here makes it really easy to help us select someone, and then just, select anyone that looks interesting to you. Now when we click OK, we have that not set up correctly because we need 4 directions with a 3 frame count. And then let's head back in here. Now that looks better. Now when we launch our game, we can see we have an NPC. If they have their collision on already, which yours may or may not, you can walk around them. When we hit a button, nothing happens at this point. Let's make sure though that our collision is the ignore collision is unchecked, which means that the collision is checked. That all looks great. Now let's go ahead and focus on making our chat window. Back into database, we'll go over to our UI. We're going to create a new UI. We're going to call this chat window, and we're going to change this to a message box. We're now going to add an element. You'll see over here really quick before we do that, this outline over here. If you don't have that outline that shows you how big your screen is, go into Editor, Settings, Edit Settings, and then change this preview border color and thickness to whatever you want it to be. Now, we're going to add a pane first. We're going to add an image to that pane. We're just going to add something really simple. This one looks great. Perfect. So now you'll see it fills the entire screen. We want this to be like a lower third checkbox. And so let's go ahead and we'll make this a height of 30% and then a width of 90%. And then we're going to go ahead and place this, about 60% down, maybe a little bit more. Right at the bottom. 70 plus 30 equals 100, so it's right at the bottom. 90 is our width. That means there's 10% of the screen left. If we divide that 10 by 2, we get 5%. So we can change our relative width to 5, and that's how we get a nice looking lower third. Now we're going to add a text on top of that. We're just going to call this message box. We're going to have a text in here that just says, hello, this is a test. We're just testing the chat box function right now. And now we're going to do something pretty similar here. We're going to set the width to, let's set this to 85, so it's within our window a little bit. We're going to set this to probably like 68. I'm just taking some guesses here. The cool thing about this is that we can play with this as we go. We'll set this to 70-ish. Okay, no, maybe 80. It's a little much. Split the difference. 75, we'll call it. We'll set this, 10, maybe 7. We want a little bit of margin here. Let's see if, let's see if we're going to go off the text box if we keep typing as well. I think that's going to be important. Let's use word wrapping. Yes. All right, let's keep going. Let's see how long we need to go. Test, 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 test. Perfect. All right. So that looks really good. We're going to go ahead at this point. Let's go ahead and copy and paste this box here. Let's name them. Let's get into a good habit of naming our elements here. We're going to call this background. We're going to call this title box. So we're going to create a title box, maybe for the name of whoever is talking. And let's go ahead and change this maybe to a 10% and a 40%. That looks good. We'll change this to about 60%. Nope, too high. 65, 63. Yeah, let's keep that 63. It's right on the line. Doesn't look perfect. This background image isn't exactly perfect, but that's okay. And now, similarly, let's copy and paste this. We're going to call this title box. Going to reduce this to, yeah, maybe like 30%, maybe 9%. We're going to need to take this way down. And then let's just move this up now. Great. Let's try that out to start. What we're going to do is, because we are in a message box, we can link some of these things. We're going to link the body to message box and the header to title box. We're not going to worry about a picture element right now, but you could worry about that if you wanted to have a picture of a portrait of the character talking. When we go in here, we're just going to create a new script. So scripts are similar to events in RPG Maker. These are the eventing functions that we can use in RPG Architect. So we're going to right click and we're going to go over here to message, and we're going to say display static message. We're just going to call this person maybe Traveler. We're going to say, hey, how's it going? Are you new on your adventure? And we are going to select our chat window. So let's go ahead and test that out. We're going to go over, we're going to hit enter. Okay, and we see that pretty instantly the chat window disappears. Why is that? Let's figure that out. All right, so here was the problem. Under database, we need to make sure that we have linked everything properly. I told you to do it, but I didn't do it myself. So we need to make sure that our title box and message box are set. Now let's launch our game. When we talk, hey, how's it going? Are you new on your adventure? That looks pretty good. We can maybe even make it to look a little bit better. So let's head into our user interface again. Let's select font family. You'll see, hey, there's nothing there. We're going to just go ahead and resize this font family. And let's see what we have. Under fonts, we have some example fonts. Let's see. I don't know. Let's just try one. Let's see what it looks like. I believe by creating a font family, it's going to go ahead and change all of those fonts for us automatically, but we'll see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's test it in game. Maybe see it up close and personal. It'd help if I spelled Traveler right, huh? And I put that. Y'all were all probably thinking, why in the world did you misspell that? We can test another one of these just to maybe play around with it a little bit, but just choose a font you like. You can download one offline, and I will show you what that looks like momentarily. Yeah, I don't love that. All right. If you want to download one offline, here's how you would do that. You would click this Open Current Project Directory, and you would save the font file somewhere in there, and then you would find that then within this font families. This OTF file is in here, or the TTF, either one of those works. If you don't see a folder in here, so I suggest creating a subfolder for yourself. If you don't see it in there, leave the database and come back, and that will resynchronize it. All right, let's maybe do a couple more things to make this look even a little bit better. let's go ahead and let's add some character delay. I don't know, let's maybe make it 5 seconds. I added this sound effect, and I wish, maybe, hopefully we don't have a crash here. It did not like playing that sound, and we've gotten frozen, so hold on. All right, sorry about that. It did not like this sound file, so I downloaded another one. Again, I'm sorry, I can't provide these sound files. They are licensed, so maybe just go ahead if you want to follow along for this part. Find a nice short sound that sounds something like this. Just something really short and simple. And we're going to, I don't know what's going to be best for this. We're going to play around with it. We're going to try 3. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that was pretty fast. Like, a lot too fast. A lot of this development really is trial and error. I'm going to multiply that by 10 even, and we'll see what that looks like. Cool. Well, hey, I mean, that sounds a little bit annoying, but you can see where we're going with this. If you found a good sound, you really can get this nice, man, I cannot spell traveler to save the life of me. We're going to fix this again. I must not have hit OK on that. But we can get this really, really nice text effect. And now we have a basic dialogue. And so you can see how that would work. You can chat, you can add multiple text box. If we do another one here, I just did Control-C, Control-V on that. We can just add another one like that. And just like that, we have some simple dialogue. On the next video, we're going to go over choices and adding choices to this dialogue. So stay tuned.